situation is I was speaking to a black female yesterday who lives in Phoenix, and she's very frustrated with the dating prospects there. The black males that she come across, they immediately want to jump in the bed, and the other ones that she seems to see, they're already married or they seem to be interested in dating white women. Now, she mentioned to me last night one of her favorite movies was Something New with Sanaa Lathan, and I immediately began laughing. And she says to me, when do I think that it would be okay for her as a black woman to start considering dating white men because the brothers aren't looking anymore? And I told her categorically no. And then she was like, well, why not? And I said, well, let's look at it, let's examine that movie. In that movie, you have Sanaa Lathan, who I guess by the white standards epitomized success, being a white-collar black woman who was earning all this money. And she had who would have been supposedly the ideal black male counterpart in Blair Underwood, attractive, accomplished, wasn't an effeminized black male. And yet and still, she chose the white boy with the dirty fingernails who was a blue-collar worker. And what that transmits to black women is that they should be choosing the white boy regardless. When Time Warner went and bought the Black Woman's Bible, Essence Magazine, they did that intentionally because ever since they bought that magazine, every other month, the editorial has suggested that black women should consider dating outside their race because ultimately what it's always been about is the white man doesn't want the white woman. The white man wants the black woman. And white women are very angry about this.
You have to make a decision about Lizzie. I mean, it's been months, and you just can't have her dangling like this.
I know.
Of course, if there's something else.
No, Liz is the one.
Well, then what are you waiting for? James?
Love, I suppose.
Love can come later. Duty must come first.
Look at there! See that? Some people say it means the end of the world.
And some folks say it's the star that guide the wise men to Bethlehem. Our child. Ain't you got nothing to say?
We've known each other so long. You must think I'm an awful slow coach. But everyone's always said that we make a splendid couple. So why don't we prove them right? Will you marry me?
Oh, Jay. I thought you'd never ask. I'll try to be a good wife. Give you fine sons.
The South in all its glory, and not a Negro invited.
Are you still smarting about that?
It was a disgrace. Blacks in such proximity to white women.
We must be constantly on guard. Miscegenation will be the downfall of the South. Well, I've seen plantation children you could swear no fine. We all have. And in that cesspool, New Orleans...
We ladies shall be tired.
Excuse me, master. Slave child just been born.
That's good news, Captain Jack.
Give the mother our congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. I surely will, ma'am. And Easter is doing just fine.
Easter?
She does the weaving.
Suddenly, I don't feel well. Wine. Heat.
Excuse me. She gets some sick headaches. Lizzie, dear, I won't marry him.
Yes, you will. This is the richest union that you could ever make. You will have a long engagement, and you will become used to the idea and grateful for it. Why, if it were not for the slave girls, we women would have to submit to our husbands whenever they feel healthy.
Papa, too.
All men are the same, dear. All lecherous brutes.
Which is, you can tell by the way that they pursue black men, because there was a white woman who was trying to pursue me, and I had no interest in her whatsoever. But in listening to a lot of the things that she said to me, she had generational hatred against black women. And I don't think that black women fully understand the level of hatred that white women have for them. And I don't think that they fully understand the extent to which white men are willing to go to in order to possess them.
Yeah. The extent that white men are willing to go in order to possess them.
I think Michael Bradley, I heard him on the show, he said that the white woman is not the natural mate for the white man.
The white boy is, though.
Who's a natural mate for him?
The white child is his natural mate, is what it seems like to me. The white boy.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely not us.
White men don't want white women. This is why they spent all their time exploring the globe, going into other cultures, dominating and pillaging and plundering them. And this is why the highest rate of interracial relationships are white men with Asian women. They want the white-skinned woman, but they don't want white women. White men don't want white women.
I wonder if they want women in general at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more likely they don't want white women. They don't want women. Period. So a lot of them.
Yeah, I would argue that they're not really interested that much in women, other than to procreate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm glad you said that as a man, that black women really need to be clued up about white females, and I don't care how it sounds. White females have a great degree of resentment, envy, and hatred for black women, and I think that's pretty obvious from, if you look at the Hollywood, the 100 most powerful women in Hollywood that Hollywood Reporter reports every year. If you look at the imagery of black women, as these white women have risen to power, CEOs, CFOs, board of directors, all these powerful positions that white females hold in the media and the entertainment world, as they've gone, if they're risen up the ladder, the images of black women have gone totally in the toilet. So I believe there's a direct relationship between this constantly degrading images of black women and white women coming into positions of power.
I think that they're still mad because from when the white man brought black women over here from slavery off those boats and they were naked and they saw those black women with those big butts and so forth, they've had an inferiority complex ever since because white women never had a maternal instinct. They were put on a pedestal of being genteel and so forth. They didn't even raise their children. Their children suckled on black women's breasts, and then they watched their men sneak into the slave quarters and make all those little light-skinned children. White women have been angry at black women ever since the white man has had any encounter with them. And I think that black women don't fully see what's going on because a lot of them, oftentimes, they're caught up in the fact that that white man has granted them access to be able to get a degree and to be able to get some accolades and so forth. But that's strategic. That's all for the purpose of letting them know the white man can give it to you, but your black man can't give it to you or grant it to you. And it kills two birds with one stone. Yeah. It puts us against one another. Absolutely. And I know a lot of black women who have achieved a great deal on a corporate level and an academic level from a white identified perspective, but many of them are very, very dissatisfied with their dating and mating choices, and many of them are now opting to become lesbians or wanting to go date white men.
Yeah. You know, during the transatlantic slave trade, and this is something that one of the co-authors did a little research on it, is that the European man was actually bringing over 4 out of every 5 females were brought from Africa. They actually seemed to show a preference for exporting African females over exporting European females.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, you know, love though, you know, and that to do with love.
In a book I read, Sex and Race, Volume 1, it said that everywhere that European men went, except for United America, so-called America, they never brought their women. They never brought their women. They always came and bred to the native females and created that upper class. Yeah. Everywhere they went.